The wild boar is a species of wild animal that has been brought to the United States from Europe since the 1500s. It is currently posing a significant risk to the agricultural sector and the ecosystem of the country. It is believed that there are approximately 7 million wild boars residing in the United States at the present time. These animals are responsible for billions of dollars worth of damage to the agriculture sector each year. So, what strategies have the government of the United States and farmers employed in order to keep them under control? If you want to know how to cope with wild boars, watch the video that we have for you today. There are a variety of strategies that have been implemented by the government of the United States of America and farmers, and one of the most traditional and effective measures is hunting. On the other hand, due to the growing population of wild boars, the conventional method of hunting is no longer sufficient to keep them under control. Using airplanes as a means of controlling wild boars is a novel approach that has been implemented in certain regions of the United States. One of the numerous benefits of this strategy is that it allows hunters to move fast over broad areas, which makes it easier for them to locate herds of wild boar. As a result of the airplane's ability to fly low and be flexible, hunters are able to have a more expansive view of the target and better access to it. Additionally, hunters are safer as they do not have to come into direct contact with wild pigs when hunting on the ground, have to act in accordance with the law. A federal legislation in the United States that regulates the use of helicopters for hunting activities is referred to as the statute. By virtue of this law, safety restrictions, the manner in which hunting activities are to be carried out, and the requirement that vehicles used in SN shooting must fulfill particular standards are all established. It is necessary for hunters to charter an appropriate aircraft in order to hunt pigs from a plane. Due to its adaptable mobility and expansive field of view, the Thang is frequently selected as the preferred option. Once the hunter has rented the vehicle, they will next board the plane and fly to the location where they will be hunting. Before they go out on their journey, they will perform a comprehensive inspection of the hunting tools and safety gear to guarantee that everything is in good working order and functioning properly. Hunters use binoculars to look for wild pigs as soon as they arrive at the location where they are intended to hunt. It is common for wild pigs to congregate in regions that have an abundance of food and water, such as wheat fields, cornfields, forested areas, and locations with streams. In the event that hunters discover a herd of pigs, they will reduce the altitude of the aircraft in order to get closer to the herd and begin hunting it. It is typically simpler to locate wild pigs in agricultural fields as opposed to forests, which are wooded areas. This is due to the fact that wild pigs frequently appear to be searching for food, such as maize and other grains, in agricultural fields. Therefore, hunters have a more expansive vision in the field, and they are able to readily monitor wild pigs from a greater distance. When hunters come across wild pigs in the field, they will run up to them as swiftly as possible and kill them. The most challenging circumstance for hunters is when they have to look for wild pigs in places that are densely forested or have complex terrain. This is because wild pigs are able to conceal themselves in the forest and utilize the terrain as cover to assist them in avoiding being pursued. For the purpose of searching for wild pigs in the forest, hunters will make use of binoculars and their ability to observe in order to locate wild pigs by analyzing patterns of behavior, such as their tracks or the locations where they graze. When hunters of wild boar are alerted to the presence of the assailants and speedily arrive at their position, they will employ a wide variety of firearms, ranging from rifles to automatic submachine guns, in order to eliminate the wild boars. Animals that are free to roam the forest are typically shot in the head or neck in order to ensure that the target is eliminated as fast and efficiently as possible. A high level of ability and expertise on the part of the hunter is required in order to achieve accurate shooting from a distance in the field. The capacity to change the sight, estimate the distance, and approximate the speed of the wind is all included in this. Following the conclusion of the test, the aircraft will touch down, and the hunter will have the opportunity to capture the wild boar. Processing the wild boar, packaging it, learning about it, moving it from the forest to the processing area, doing a turn, and then going after we shoot the pigs are all possible steps in this process. There are both positives and negatives associated with using a helicopter to hunt wild boars. It is possible for hunters to access locations that are difficult to get to by road with this method, and it can be used to hunt a large number of wild boars in a short period of time. However, this method also has the disadvantage of being particularly expensive. It is necessary for each hunter to pay approximately $3,000 in America for 2 hours of helicopter ride. The Department of Agriculture of the United States of America estimates that approximately 1 million pigs were hunted by hunters in the United States in the year 2023. This remedy that is available for purchase has therefore contributed to the prevention of the development of invasive hogs, which has helped to protect the successful agriculture and development. In order to hunt wild pigs from a helicopter, it is necessary to respect the regulations of each individual state. Protecting the natural environment of that state and ensuring public safety are both possible outcomes of these policies. One fascinating aspect of wild boar hunting by plane is that it has evolved into more than just a method of pest control. In fact, it has become a booming adventure tourism business, especially in states like Texas. Wealthy hunters, including celebrities and international tourists, are willing to pay thousands of dollars for the chance to hunt boars from a helicopter. Many companies now offer luxury hunting packages that include private aircraft, expert guides, gourmet meals, high-end accommodations, and even professional videos of the hunt. This new form of tourism brings significant revenue to rural communities and helps sustain local economies that might otherwise struggle. In addition to helicopters, some regions are now embracing cutting-edge technology to tackle the wild boar problem. A growing number of hunters and wildlife management agencies are using drones equipped with thermal imaging cameras and artificial intelligence software. These drones can patrol vast areas without human pilots on board, silently tracking wild boar herds and creating heat maps that reveal their patterns. As a result, hunters can plan their aerial operations more effectively, targeting the most problematic areas and reducing unnecessary flight time and expense. Therefore, the combination of drones and AI is seen as a promising future solution for controlling boar populations. However, despite the high-tech nature of aerial hunting, the practice has sparked heated debates among animal welfare groups and conservationists. Some critics argue that shooting from helicopters increases the risk of wounding animals rather than killing them instantly, leading to unnecessary suffering. Others worry that the loud noise and low-flying aircraft disturb other wildlife, especially in sensitive habitats. Because of these concerns, aerial hunting has become a subject of ethical discussion, and some states have imposed stricter regulations or banned the practice altogether. What's more, the impact of large-scale aerial hunting on local ecosystems is complex. While reducing wild boar numbers certainly helps farmers protect crops and prevent soil erosion, eliminating too many boars too quickly can also create unintended ripple effects in the food chain. In certain areas, predators such as cougars, bears, and alligators have started relying on wild boars as a major food source. When boar numbers drop dramatically, these predators may struggle to find alternative prey, leading to shifts in the balance of local wildlife populations. This highlights the need for thoughtful, science-based management rather than just aggressive removal. Another point worth noting is the constant innovation in technology used for aerial hunts. Modern helicopters are no longer just standard aircraft. Many are custom modified to improve maneuverability, reduce noise, and provide greater stability for shooters. Inside the helicopter, hunters may use gyroscopically stabilized weapon mounts, precision optics, and laser rangefinders designed specifically for aerial targeting. These advancements help hunters shoot more accurately, increasing the chance of clean, humane kills and minimizing collateral damage to the environment. At the same time, one aspect that often surprises people is how some aerial hunting programs aim to ensure that the wild boar meat does not go to waste. In certain states, hunters are required or encouraged to recover carcasses, which are then processed and donated to food banks or local communities in need. This effort helps provide a valuable source of protein to families while addressing the problem of food insecurity. However, recovering carcasses from remote or rugged terrain can be logistically challenging and expensive, which means not all aerial hunts contribute to these donation programs. On the legal front, it's important to understand that aerial hunting is not allowed everywhere in the United States. Each state sets its own rules and regulations regarding the practice. For example, while Texas actively promotes helicopter hunting as a pest control tool, other states like California place strict limits on shooting animals from aircraft or ban it entirely. Hunters must navigate these legal frameworks carefully, securing the necessary permits and ensuring that their activities comply with both state and federal laws. Interestingly, as wild boars face increasing pressure from aerial hunts, they have begun to change their behavior to avoid detection. Many boars are becoming more nocturnal, emerging under the cover of darkness to search for food. They may also break into smaller groups or hide in denser vegetation, making them harder for aerial hunters to spot. This shows how wildlife can adapt surprisingly quickly to human threats, creating new challenges for those trying to control their numbers. Moreover, although helicopter hunting can be highly effective at removing large numbers of boars in a short period, there is an ongoing debate about whether the cost of these operations is truly justified. Hiring aircraft, pilots, and skilled marksmen is expensive, and some experts argue that combining aerial hunting with other methods, such as trapping, fencing, and coordinated ground hunts, might deliver better long-term results at a lower overall cost. This cost-benefit question continues to shape policies and funding decisions related to wild boar control. Finally, it's impossible to ignore the cultural and symbolic dimension of helicopter boar hunting. For many, the image of wealthy individuals spending tens of millions of Vietnamese dong or thousands of US dollars to shoot wild animals from the sky evokes the spirit of the American frontier, a mix of adventure, danger, and conquest. Some see it as an expression of modern hunting tradition, while others question whether it blurs the line between necessary pest control and trophy hunting. Either way, this striking form of hunting continues to capture the public's imagination and spark passionate debate.